So, as you guys know, I have been extremely harsh on Elizabeth Warren, and I think it's 100% warranted. It's been a build-up process too. I mean, you can check out my video on her announcement, and I don't want to get too much into her record here, but go check out that video. You can see what I said on there. But she definitely gained some points with me for this, and I want to say, for the people who saw the video yesterday where I was answering a viewer question about Tulsi or Warren, and I was torn. I'm definitely going Warren for sure. If I had to choose between those two, so here's a super cool idea. This is what the headline from the CNBC article says. It says Elizabeth Warren proposes wealth tax on Americans with more than $50 million in assets. So this is really interesting, and I'm going to explain why. So obviously, when it comes to taxing incomes, it's a lot different. So AOC's proposed a 70% top marginal rate on money made after $10 million. So if you make $8 million, $8 million is taxed at 70%. That $8 million preceding the first $10 million. Now, this is really cool because someone like Jeff Bezos, so I think he got just got a compensation of like 1.6 million or 1 million to pay for security, but his actual like take home salary income was like 81,000 or 61,000. That's because when you see his net worth rising, he's not like literally getting cash. It's because his stocks are rising. And so you get more stocks and your stocks rise in value. And this is an interesting topic because, and I put a poll out on the community tab a while ago about this, and that's the property tax. Because I somehow got into hearing a bunch of people talking about the property tax, like Milton Friedman and Richard Wolff and a bunch of people. I was like, and it was interesting. It was really interesting. I was like, wow, okay, this is quite interesting. And what Richard Wolff was saying is, one of his things that he said was, if we're going to have a property tax, we should actually expand that to, stocks, because that's also property, and basically your wealth keeps rising, but you're not taxed because you're taxed in terms of stocks upon a transaction. So like if you sell a stock, you've got to pay taxes on those. But if you just keep your stocks and your net worth rises, and you're rocking back between 100 billion and 130 billion, and in the middle, because your stocks are rising, it's like, okay, well, what the fuck, So his idea is, we should expand it to that. I was like, that is very true. We definitely should expand it to that. And also, by the way, on the topic of property taxes, I definitely think that once you've paid off your home, you should not have to pay property taxes. Or we could have a progressive tax on properties. I think that would be a good idea as well. But here, I want to read you guys some of the stuff from this article. It says, the new tax from Warren, who recently announced her bid to challenge President Donald Trump in 2020, would only apply to Americans with more than $50 million in assets, which is a shitload of money, guys. That's a lot of money, $50 million. And so it's a 2% tax on people with more than $50 million in assets. Now, I believe the numbers are, it's going to apply to less than 0.1% of all U.S. households. So that's not 1%, that's 0.1%. That's 0.10, 0.1, that's what that is. So an extremely small number, and I want to make that clear because especially with the AOC tax thing, people are getting in a fuss as if they're going to make over $10 million in a year, which is insane. And it says it would raise $2.75 trillion over 10 years. And it's also going to try to it's going to beef up the IRS, and it's also going to introduce another penalty for offshore, wealth hoarding, where basically you're dodging taxes because you're taking your money to, the Cayman Islands and things like that. So I think this is an absolutely great idea. I think it's a genius idea, and I think that it will lower inequality, and it will provide more funds for, things that we can use as people. And I need the government, we need the government to spend money on things that benefit the people. So Let's stop spending money. And Elizabeth Warren voted for the military increase, as you guys remember. Let's stop voting for wars and all this dumb shit that we're doing across soils. Let's get free college education. Let's have healthcare for everyone. That's what we should be doing. That's the whole point of taxes. You pay money in to save money. That's the whole point. And so this is a great idea, an absolutely awesome idea. And so, again, I've been very harsh of Elizabeth Warren, but this is a fucking great idea.